Hello again, everyone. Just a short little update about something that's on my mind I wanted to share with you all. First of all, at the very beginning of the video, I want to express my thanks to a couple of my subscribers who visited earlier today. They said they didn't need any thanks, but I will definitely thank them. I did thank them in person and over the messenger, but also would like to thank them in the video here for not only coming by and leaving some positive vibes and just good conversation and sharing some words of encouragement and appreciation with me, but just, it's bigger than that, and that's the reason why I wanted to make this video. And it's not just to burn stuff. There's always stuff to burn. Today I went through the Ngawa and cleaned it out, and I made a video about that. I'm going to be editing that a little later, but I decided to make this video first because this one can be uploaded and ready for you to watch without any editing. I just want to shoot this in one take because I want to share something that's on my heart, and after that I'll get to editing. As this one is uploading, I'll get to editing the other and share with you. But I've got a lot of old clothes over here to the side, just out of the shot. You can't see them, but I'm going to be burning them as we go. So here and there, you'll see me get up and grab some more clothes and toss them on the fire. But anyway, I do have some fruit that I was given as a gift, and that's very much appreciated because if I'm going to eat something, I should be eating vegetables with just a little bit of fruit. So thank you very much. I really do believe, I don't know what your religious preferences are. I'm not a religious guy. I do consider myself a spiritual guy, but more so than that, I look for what I believe is truth. And one of the truths that I believe that exists in life is that which you focus on, put your attention on, and that you not just believe, but like what you really know to be true, what you deep down know to be true is what comes true in your life on the outside. So basically the inner creates the outer. So if you believe you're a poor person or that things are bad for you or whatever, then they will be. It will just happen on the outside. It will, everything you're feeling and believing and quote knowing on the inside is what happens on the outside. So recently in the past few weeks, some things happened, and I think Evelyn wouldn't mind me sharing this, but she messaged me one day and she told me about a dream she had. And I was in the dream, and basically a bear showed up in the dream. And at first it was friendly, and we were kind of friends and stuff. But she said that then the bear just decided to attack me. I guess he wanted to eat me or something. He decided I was food. This apple is delicious. Some might say it's a delicious red apple. Let me toss a couple more clothes on right quick. These are mostly like some undershirts and thermal shirts and things like that. And of course, more newspaper. Where would we be here without the newspaper? One crate is empty now. The second crate appears to be full of some kind of work clothes. If there's anything in here that looks good, I'll keep it and take a closer look at it later. Yeah, work jackets. Wow, It's a big bag of work clothes. Oh, well, I just found like 3 or 4 pairs of blue jeans. They might be worth looking at. So I'll put those to the side. Also an interesting jacket. So yeah, anything that looks interesting or useful or valuable, I definitely keep and take a closer look at for later. There we go. All right. Anyway, within hours of Evelyn telling me about this dream, she basically said, be careful. She thought maybe some bears were going to attack me. I know that there's a mountain back there that has bears in it and stuff, but I'm not really worried about that. To me, dreams are typically more symbolic and not so literal, not usually. So anyway, just a few hours later, one of my former colleagues, a team leader for my company, just basically started acting really weird. She'd already been acting a little strange to me in the past several weeks, starting to criticize and judge me in some different ways regarding me taking medical leave and not teaching, not being at work, but being here doing stuff like this at my house and cleaning and doing whatever here, but not being at work teaching. You know, she thought was not good, but essentially she started, just judging me big time, jumped on me big time, started criticizing literally like every single aspect of my life. And it's hard to even know where to start to tell you all that. I won't be telling you all that, okay? In case you're wondering, I won't be telling you all that. I just want to say that from little things to big important things, she completely ignored the fact that I'm suffering from a severe, serious cancer tumor right now, and that my doctor had just told me that I essentially only have a few years left to live, but best case scenario with treatment, maybe 10 years if I'm lucky. But without treatment, 3 to 4 years if I'm lucky. And she knew that, and yet she chose to attack me anyway and criticize me for not being at work, and said that me going to work was not going to hurt my health any more than what I'm doing here. So apparently being able to sleep when I need to or when I want to, being able to rest in a quiet, calm atmosphere out here in nature, not be bothered by anybody, the noise of the city, and being able to clean and renovate things at my pace that I'm able to do without over exerting myself. How in the world that is the same as or worse than going to a job 50 hours a week where I'm having to stand most of the day or sit most of the day, and not having any control over when I can do a lot of things, having no control over, sleeping later when I need to, or being off when I need to, or being able to sleep or rest during the day when I need to. I don't have any control over that in that situation. Plus, my doctor recommended that I take off, and he likes that I'm doing these things. He thinks this is good for me. But this particular former friend took it upon herself to just judge me harshly and treat me really badly and really stress me out. And it caused me to have some pains for about a day and a half after that. I had to I had to finally block her, and so she couldn't message me anymore. But despite me pleading with her to think about my situation that I'm in with my health and my finances, and of course there's also residency issues. I have a lot of stuff going on here, and I'm living in a house that most people would not be able to live in, and I'm dealing with it as best I can. But I was hoping that she would be able to see that and have some compassion, and she never did. So despite the few things that she did to help me in the past, over the past year or so, every once in a while, she was able to connect me with somebody who had some tools or some other things that I could use for my house, such as like the sofa and some secondhand tools and things like that. And I appreciate those things. And I told her specifically that I was grateful. I always say that. I always tell people, thank you for what you gave me, whether it's your time, your positive words, money, or just a connection to something that I need. I always express my gratitude for those things. So I even went over to her house to repair some things for her and her husband. And I spent many hours over there one day. It's over 2 hours to go there from my house. I drove all the way over there, and then I spent a very long time, maybe 6 hours or more, to repair their bed, and took her to 2 different hardware stores to try to find all the parts we needed. I carried all of that myself because she's pregnant. I did all of the cutting and putting it together myself. I was there until past midnight, and then I drove all the way home and didn't get home until almost 3 in the morning. And I did all of that, and I got a thank you, but I got nothing in return other than I was able to go on base in Iwakuni and eat Taco Bell. She paid $15, which I know sounds crazy for Taco Bell, but that's the way the prices are on base. It's much more expensive than normal. But she literally gave me, essentially, she paid $15 for my meal. That was it. She didn't pay me anything else. She didn't even offer to pay me for doing any work at their house and spending so much time. But the labor for what I did that day and picking up the materials and doing all that stuff was worth something. And I got nothing from any of that. But at the time, I just considered it not a big deal because she's helped me to get, in touch with some other people and get some tools and things that I needed in the past. So I just figured no big deal, and I didn't say anything about it. But whenever she blew up on me recently and started criticizing every aspect of my life, from me not being at work to being home, there was a table saw issue. I won't get into that story. I'll just say that I ordered a saw, but then she messaged me and said there was a table saw and it was much better than the one that I ordered. So I canceled the order on the one that I ordered. I bought the other one, and then I went to go pick it up. Later on, she found out that I had ordered the first saw, and she thought that I was keeping the first saw, getting the second saw to sell for a profit. And she got angry about that and messaged me because she's in her mind, running all these things in her mind, and wanted to know why I didn't say anything about it. But of course, it was unimportant. It was literally not important for me to tell her that information. The thought never crossed my mind, but she got really irked about it. And that just kind of was like the floodgates. That opened the floodgates for her to just jump on me about everything else. And I finally just had to not only block her, but I reported her for harassment to the company. So ridiculous. But I was wondering, what did I do in my life to attract a person like this? And I felt like the dream that Evelyn had was like a warning about her, not a real bear. But the other thing is that even more recently, a few days ago, there was another interaction with someone else, and it's not on the level of that. It's different, and it's not even a situation where I've known the person for a really long time. It's just somebody I've known a much shorter time. A person that found my channel and has, communicated with me a little bit and decided to visit, which, of course, you all know that I'm very open to doing that. I actually had another visitor yesterday, and he even invited me to his house, which is right down the road, and I went over there to check that out. You can look for that video soon. And today I had another couple from Australia. So it's not like I haven't been getting visitors or I'm not open to visitors. I actually encourage people to stop and visit. I'm more than happy to have visitors. So it's not often that it becomes difficult, but that's the thing. Because of my health condition, whenever somebody comes into my life, and I think even if you don't have a health condition, it's very important to consider this. But if people come into your life that cause you stress, then you should just politely, take them out of your life, or you should remove them yourself from their presence. And just, you don't have to accept people like that. And you shouldn't accept people like that. Even if they're family, it doesn't matter. You really have to surround yourself with positive people. But the two personalities of me and the recent guy just don't jive. It didn't jive. It didn't go well. And I'm not going to blame that on anything in particular other than just sometimes two people just don't have good chemistry. And because it was causing me stress, I removed myself from that situation. And that's what I recommend anybody do. But the thing is, I got to thinking between the thing with my former colleague and then this recent event, I was thinking, these are not the kind of interactions that I deserve. And these interactions are not me. Positive interactions and happy interactions. These are, and good interactions, good people that are good to me and I feel good around. These are the kind of people. And I'm not saying that other people are bad. I'm just saying that they're not good for me. And that's an important distinction to make. Not everybody is good for you. They can be good for somebody else, but not for me. It's possible. Or they're good for me and not for you. So what I'd like to say is I really decided. I kept running out of space on my phone, so had to delete some files. Blah, blah. Basically, what I was saying is that there are a variety of people out there. And, of course, there are some people that maybe, I would say maybe 10 to 12%, if I remember correctly. If you study psychology, 10 to 12% are sociopath, psychopath types. They can never change. They're not going to empathize, or ever be sorry. They get their fix, I guess you could say, or their happiness just from having power over others and hurting others. That's something that they are, and they'll never change. Of course, I do my best to avoid these people like the plague. But when it comes to other types, not everybody is that extreme, but there are people that we just can't get along with, that don't match us and we don't match them. And when we get together, there's just friction and tension and things like that. And I can't handle that stress. So I looked inside myself and I said, like these types of relationships, these are not my type of relationships. In the past, I would say, what's wrong with me that's causing this? But now I'm thinking, you know what? I can stop looking at it that way. I can say instead, I reject these types of people and relationships in my life. Instead, I immediately recognize, what are these things doing here? What are these types of relationships doing here? What are these people doing in my life? These types of situations have no place with me. This is not who I am. This is not what I am. And this is not the sort of relationship that I accept. And so I just cut them off. It's not easy always because, sometimes you feel like if I just give it a little more time or if I just try some more or whatever. But the thing is, I go with my gut feeling and I go with the experience, and my experience and my gut feeling has never steered me wrong on anything. Whenever I listen to my gut and follow it, it's always right. And so I've just decided to end those relationships for my own good because it's not who I am. It's not what I want. I want just positive, happy, good relationships with people who really jive with me, who really sync well with me, and I can have good conversations with people who don't criticize me, second guess me, rebut everything I say, or just ignore the fact that I have a health condition right now and I need the positive support. People who treat me in those ways, they have no right to be in my life. It's a privilege, just like you inviting me into your life. It's a privilege for me to be in your life. And it's the same for you. Not everybody gets to be part of my life. Not everybody gets to be a friend of mine. I'm very open and I let people come into my life, but they have to earn the right to stay. And that's the way I look at it. But I will say this, when I decided that the kind of people that come into my life, the kind of people that jive with me are positive and upbeat and uplifting or whatever, immediately after that, within a very short time, not only did I block the other, I blocked the other relationships out, but I decided the kind of relationships that I have in my life and that I allow in my life, just in a very short time, then I had the contact come back up with one of my subscribers who bought a house just 5 minutes down the road. I was able to meet him and see his house yesterday. Very great, positive experience. And then another message suddenly from another subscriber and his wife, or I guess you could say my subscribers, because they both watch me. And it was really cool to get that message because I wasn't expecting it. And they were like, hey, we're coming down towards Hiroshima, and we'd like to come by and stop, say hello and see the place if possible. And I said, sure, that'd be fine. And that was a pleasant surprise. But the cool thing is you never know what people are going to be like until you meet them. And they came by, they brought me some fruit. They were such a wonderful couple, very, very nice people. They gave me another gift, which I'm very grateful for. And they looked around the whole house inside and out. I gave them the tour and shared with me about their time here in Japan looking for their own place. There's a house they're trying to buy that's way up northwest of here, maybe a 2.5-hour drive or so from here. So that was really cool. But overall, it was such a positive, good experience. It was nice to talk with the kind of people that I see myself being around for the past couple of days. So the negative relationships and stress that I endured over the past few weeks just disappeared in the past couple of days. And that's the thing. Sometimes, most of the time, I guess, it takes a little time for these changes in your life to kind of materialize. So if you really are able to change what's going on inside of you and say, I don't identify with these negative things, I identify with these positive things, those things are not just going to drop in your lap that same day. It's possible, but sometimes it takes a little time for these things to happen. So I just wanted to share that because I feel like if for some reason you're going through that, or you feel that the people around you just aren't being supportive or understanding, or at least supportive of who you are and what you're trying to do with your life, and you're wondering why, well, just remember that the reason could be, okay, this is what I believe, and personally I know to be true because I've seen it in my life, but I'll just say I believe that what's happening is what you know about yourself and your life on the inside is coming true on the outside. It's becoming your reality. And where I'm at right now, if you'd asked me 10 years ago, 15 years ago, if I'd be able to be here and have what I have and experience the things that I've experienced, I wouldn't have believed that was possible. But the truth is, I'm actually capable and deserving of much, much more. And I believe that will happen. I know it will happen, and I know that it's already happening, just a bit at a time. But the same thing can be true for you. So you might just be watching this stuff that I'm doing here just out of interest, and you have no plans to ever even come to Japan, and that's fine. You might be looking to move to Japan or have your own place here, and that's also fine. You might be looking to move to Japan, but not actually buy a place here. That's also fine. It doesn't matter the reason why you watch. Maybe you're watching because of the subject matter and not even because of, my channel content. That's fine too. But occasionally I will share some things that are on my heart. There's some things that are related to my life. Part of that reason is because I need it. Can't just talk to the fire. So as long as I have you guys and gals here, I can always share with you. But I just wanted to let you know that the power that you have inside really is substantial. And when I decided these types of negative relationships are not me, they don't identify with me, and then I held up my hand and rejected them, then very quickly other relationships came in and other interactions came in to replace them that were very, very positive and beneficial for me. So I just want to say that I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for you. And I hope that somehow this video has helped you. The fire is almost down. I only have a few clothes left, but I have to go through those. I'm going to do that later. First, it's I believe it's about 7 o'clock. And the delivery guy hasn't been here all day long. It figures. But I'm not in a hurry to get anything. I hear a vehicle. Might be my neighbor. If it's the delivery guy, that'd be hilarious. That he comes right before or right at 7 o'clock, right before the end of the delivery day. But that's all for now. Be sure to check out my next video. I've got the cleaning of the Ngawa and the rice planter that they've got out in the field. I got some footage of that. And then later on, I'll finish editing the video for Kai's house, which is about 5 minutes down the road here. And I hope you can enjoy that too. But until then, thank you very much. Arigatou gozaimasu. And I'll see you next time. じゃあね。